Welcome to the Soulish Podcast. My name is Whitney Apke, and I am your host. On the Soulish Podcast, we're talking all about the body, soul, spirit connection, our soul journey. And I bring on guests who are truth seekers, are spiritual leaders, have every different kind of modality and experience and background. And it's my joy and my honor and my privilege to bring them on and to have discussions. And I also have solo episodes where we kind of have more of an intimate conversation on the journey and what that's like and kind of diving in. And today I'm really excited to dive into a topic around tuning into the energy of love. I think this is so important. It's been something that has required me to step into a new realm, into like an up level of love and how I see things. And I feel like my perspective is constantly changing as I tune in more and more and more as different situations come up, as different things happen in my life, different experiences. And I definitely have been in a place recently where I've been purposefully tuning out because it's just too hard to tune in. And I don't know if any of you listening or watching have been in that place where you're just kind of like overloaded, but also just kind of at your end. And I know we're at the end of this year, we're transitioning. There's a lot of energy around letting go and transitioning into something new, which is really exciting. But what's hard is that when we're in transition, it can be very difficult to let go of something that is familiar, that is known, that is maybe even sure or safe to depend on, and to let go of that and be in the transition of having nothing and then stepping into the new. Anybody feel me on that? I know it's always been hard, like even between jobs, right? Or between relationships or friendships, even. It's hard when you feel that empty space, and we tend to have that need, that drive to fill it, right? And to feel complete, to feel whole, to feel understood, heard, seen. All of that is really important. And so I've kind of been in this season of transition. Really, this whole year has been a season of transition. And earlier this year, I actually had a wonderful, wonderful human being, Carlos the Medium, on, and we talked about transition and, new things, and also just diving into mediumship and what that is, which was completely new for me coming from a Christian background and stepping more into spirituality. It was like, whoa, like mediumship is something totally new. And so I really appreciated him and him calling me or recognizing the season that I was in. And he knew none of my personal details, but basically spoke to that transition. And what I didn't realize was not only would it be, a couple months from there that I would move, uproot my life, transition, that then I would also be changing jobs. I also ended a relationship before I moved. So much transition. And there was a long stint where I didn't have anything really happening. And I started to feel anxious, like most of us would, because I'm between jobs, but I'm trusting that this transition is right. I'm trusting that I'm following my guidance, my intuition, my guides, even, and I'm trusting that process. But it's really hard when nothing is happening, nothing is falling into place. And then what was really beautiful was right when I was in that process of trying to make something happen, like step out and find a job, even something part-time, just to supplement, and um, something fun, and that just wasn't working out. And then the opportunity that I was waiting for came to be. But now I still find myself in a transition. I feel that feeling, which I'm sure is familiar to all of you or most of you as well, when you know something new is on the horizon, but you can't just, quite put your finger on it, but you know that you're in transition and that you're still letting go. For me, this is now, even though all these different like physical, tangible things have shifted in my life, now I feel like something more internal than what had already been happening is shifting and transitioning. And it's been hard because it's not something that you can necessarily have like in your hands that's tangible, right? You can describe it, you can articulate it, you can, you have a name for it. It's hard when you don't even have a name for something that you feel is coming. But that's kind of where I've been, is I can't put my finger on it, but I know that something is about to change. And so all this to say, I love Gabrielle Bernstein has amazing oracle card decks, and I love some of these because they're so encouraging. They're the affirmation that you need, even if you just pick at random, or you go through all the cards until something pops in that you're like, oh, that's so exciting. Like that's exactly what I need. That's the phrase I need. That's the words that I need. And I love it. She has a super attractor deck, a universe has your back deck. It's really awesome. These are great tools that I definitely use on the daily. And I came up to a couple that I just wanted to share with you as we talk about this. Um, I love this card. Very beautiful. She has beautiful cards. Says, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. So I love that. It's good. Very encouraging. I'll read it again. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. So powerful. So powerful of a mantra, of a affirmation, whatever you want to use for it. This card is exactly where I feel like I've been in, because I've been in this transition where even when you leave, friendships, relationships, when you move forward, sometimes just even relocating, like you end up, not really having the friendships or keeping the friendships that you had wherever you were. Very similar to when you move jobs, it's just kind of part of it. When you move a job, those coworkers that you were really good friends with, oftentimes you don't keep the friendships, and that's okay. That's part of life. Like, it happens. It's nothing personal. I think it's just part of life. But I know that there's been people in my life that have just totally either ghosted me, backstabbed me, lied about me, right? Or spread rumors about me, or even spread the truth, that they knew something would uncover me or make me feel uncomfortable, or it was something just really intimate that we shared. I know you all get it. You've all been there. Maybe you're the person who's even done it to somebody, right? We all at some point do something to somebody. So it doesn't matter. But what matters is that letting go of the shadow of the past, of how we view people, that's something I've had to really, really work on. Because when I love deep. And I'm sure you do as well, that you can resonate with that when you really, truly love somebody, you truly, truly love somebody. And it's not something that you easily let go of, right? And you hold those people in your heart. You hold those people dear and close to you. And when you get backstabbed or left or abandoned or ghosted or something, right? It doesn't even matter how long you've been friends or how long you've been in the relationship. Just the fact that you love them and you trusted them, that's enough for it to hurt, right? So I've been working on that, of stepping more into a place of love and forgiveness, and letting go of the shadow of the past, those things that creep, and not allowing them to then either paint my world, a different color, or even make me mistrust people, right? When you've been hurt repeatedly over and over and over again by people, it's really hard to step out and trust again. It's really hard to be vulnerable and share, like, your life, things that matter to you. It's really hard to step out and to trust again. And I've been really working on that, because it's not easy. It's not easy trusting people. Love is always a risk. I think we like to eliminate risk as much as we can, but we can't eliminate the risk, because people are human. Humans make mistakes. They make selfish decisions, not only selfless, but selfish. We've done it. I've done it. And so you just kind of have to sometimes, like, take it on the chin and realize that's part of love. Part of love is being betrayed, unfortunately. And it's not because that's love, it's because that's people. That's loving people. That's loving the hard parts of people, the pain from people, the mistrust even within them in trusting you as a friend or a confidant. I love this card too. I hope for those who are watching, you can kind of see it. It looks kind of like a mini tornado that goes into like a sky. And this picture says, this card says, attack, fear, pain, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. So I'll read it again because I think I read it wrong, my eyes. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. And what is that help that is needed? That help is love. That help is oneness. Any kind of form of separation is actually, it's not true. It's actually false because we are all one. And I love this card too that I pulled in conjunction with all of these. It's really pretty. It says, oneness is my true nature. And that's why attack, if you feel like you're going to attack somebody or you're attacking somebody with your words, with your actions, whatever it is, social media, you're attacking someone for their beliefs or their perspective on something and you feel like you need to lash out. Pain, when we hold on to pain, we don't allow pain to move through and out of us. Fear, when we hold on to fear instead of hold on to faith. When we fear our life, we fear our outcome, we fear our future, we fear trusting somebody, we fear people, we fear things, we fear God. That is all a form of separation. Judgment is also a form of separation. Saying something is better than you or less than you, both ways, is judgment, right? And that is still a form of separation. And given that oneness is our true nature, that's because we're all connected, right? If you believe that there is a God and a universe and source, then you know that that same source, spirit, God lives in you, right? You're a portion of that, no matter what you believe or how you believe it to be, right? We're spiritual beings having a temporary human experience, so therefore I am spirit. What lives on after my body no longer lives on? My spirit, my soul. And so I just want to encourage you guys that, encourage myself as well, really. It's a reminder for me too. I'm right with y'all that oneness is our true nature, and therefore any forms of pain, any forms of fear, any forms of judgment, of attack, of pain, even when we hold on to anything that causes a separation, even within yourself, not even between you and God or you and someone else, but even a separation within yourself of fearing your future, fearing your gifts, or holding on to pain, that causes a separation within us, right? And that's been something I've been working on. That's been part of what I feel like I've been in transition with, is realizing all those sneaky shadow ways, the things that have been hidden, the things that I've even purposefully hidden away, even unconsciously purposefully hidden away, which I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it's like, your soul's defense mechanism sometimes is so strong that you even hide memories and hide things from yourself, not knowing that you're doing it. And so why are there nightmares? Why are there things that just rub you the wrong way, but you don't know what it stems from? A lot of it has to do with shadow work, and having things hidden behind us or from us that we've even hidden from our own selves. And I don't know if you guys have already watched my episode with Yasmin. It was the latest episode with Yasmin, where we talked about honesty and being honest with ourselves, being vulnerable with ourselves is like the main way that we heal, the main way that we move forward. And it was a very teary, happy but teary episode because it just was raw. And I know from that episode that I had some epiphanies as I was even saying things that it's like I was saying them as if I knew them, but I felt like it was just something talking through me. And it hit me later that I was like, whoa, I don't know if I'm fully honest with myself. I don't know if I fully know everything that is hidden. I don't think I've fully uncovered things that I need to uncover. And it just hit me. It really, really, really hit me of like, I think there's still some things that need healing. And this is going to be a journey, a transition into a new place. And I want to tune in more. Like, I really, really, really want to tune in a way that is, it's so powerful. It's like it breaks down any walls within me, any walls of self-protection, even self-rejection, where I've rejected something within me because it's just too hard to hold on to. It's too painful, right? So I've rejected that. It's been a journey of like realizing where have I where have I walled up? Where have I self-protected? Where have I not allowed God in, or source, universe in, or spirit in? And as I went through that season, I actually shut down a bit and actually purposely decided not to even go and meditate. And I have had a daily practice of meditation for quite some time, for many years. Before it was considered meditation, it was prayer. I've never really not prayed or not verbally processed something to God, source, universe. I've always had that close relationship. And for the first time ever, I felt myself defending defending the pain, defending those things that I didn't even know I had, and not even wanting to hear it anymore, not even wanting to hold on to hope anymore. And so it's been a journey of coming back to that and trusting my guides, trusting God, source, universe, that whatever I hear it might hurt. It might be painful to be reminded of the dreams that I've dreamed my whole life. It might be painful to be reminded of the promises that I know I've been promised for years, and even recently this year. And I know that it may be painful, but I know that it's always going to be for my highest good and benefit. And things are going to be unlocked in me that I need to have unlocked. And so even as I'm talking to you now, I'm realizing I need to lean in even more. And I don't know if this resonates with anyone else, but I have been in that season where I have just like kind of come to that place where I'm like, I'm shutting down. And I'm not wanting to shut down. I want that intimacy with God. I want that intimacy with the universe. I want to fillet myself, open and be just open and honest and raw and real, because what's the worst that can happen? I get set free. I heal. I discover darkness that I didn't even know was there, and it gets released and light can fill that place. What is the worst that can happen when we open ourselves up? So I don't know. I even sitting down here for this episode was like, oh, what do I talk about? What is needed? And I just really feel like this is needed. I feel like several of us, of you, my listeners, my beautiful tribe, Soulish Tribe fam, that we're kind of in this transition, that there's several of us that are in this place where there's resistance there. Not just resistance with other people, but resistance with God, with source, universe, spirit. And so very last card that I wanted to bring up, it's beautiful. It mostly is writing with like leaves around it, just beautiful. It says, my capacity to tune in to the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. And I'm gonna try not to cry. But do y'all feel that? Like, do y'all feel that need to tune in more, to expand your capacity of your willingness to hear what may be painful, or what may be dark, or what may be scary, or what may be hidden, those things that you don't know, like the fear of the unknown? Don't you feel the same feeling that I feel, and hear the same call that I'm hearing, to expand our capacity, to grow our capacity, to tune into the energy of love? It's not an energy that is meant to separate us or cause more separation, to cause more shame or guilt or fear or judgment, but it's actually an energy of love that is just trying to bring a renewing, a restoring, a new season where things are being made new, things are being uncovered but healed, things are being revealed to us and yet transformed, transmuted, brought truth to lies that we've believed our whole life or most of our life. Do you feel the same call? Because I do. I feel it. And I think I've been lost for a few weeks, if not a few months, in this place that I just didn't realize I was in, of having hope deferred, of feeling visionless or purposeless, or just kind of like, did I fuck up? Did I make a mistake? Did I hear the wrong voice? Or was that just me wanting to run, from things because it was too hard to face? Or was I truly meant to move forward and move on? Those are questions I know I've asked. I'm sure you have asked as well. That you've been in that season of transition, or any transition that you've been in. I mean, these past couple years have been very difficult for so many, and there's been so much pain and so much fear and so much anxiety. Like, people that were anxious before are like through the roof. And if you didn't have anxiety before, you have anxiety. There's just been a lot going on, a lot of unknown, a lot of change. The world is different, and it's never going to be the same. And I think that's something I've been wrestling with too, is wanting it to go back to how it was. And I know I'm not alone in that. I've heard it on the news, I've heard it on social media, and the truth is that we're moving into a new season, a new age, a new realm, and it's not going to look the same. It's not going to be the same. We know too much now. Too much has been revealed, right? Too much has been exposed, and too much is understood for us to go back. But I know this is that we're entering in a new season, a new energy, a fresh energy of love is coming to us. And this stretching that you feel, this expansion that you feel, you may feel like you've been stretched too thin, right? Too much has taken place, or too much has been taken from you, is how it feels, right? When you're in that letting go process, when you're in that transition. But the truth is that when we tune into that energy of love, that love frequency, right? That gives us all that we need to move forward and to keep going, to not give up, to not become stagnant, to not stop in our tracks, but to actually move forward. It gives us the words we need when we're ready to speak up. Like for me now, it gives us the compassion we need to forgive. I know I'm there. I definitely have a list of people that I need to still continue to choose to forgive and have compassion over them and their journey and their process, knowing it's nothing personal. It's even nothing I did. I couldn't have done anything wrong for them to choose what they chose. They chose. Um, and the power, that I need, that we need when we're lost, when we don't know our way, when we've lost our way, when we feel like we knew the direction that we were going to go and everything shifted in the opposite direction. I know you guys have been there. I know I've been there. And I know I've been asking for the power to overcome, the strength to overcome, the strength to keep going. And so, as I kind of close this episode, being a Reiki practitioner, I can't help myself, being a healer, being someone who is just honest and open about my process, my journey, because I know that encourages, that has the potential of inspiring you, and helping you and giving you that support, knowing you're not alone as well, and encouraging you, inspiring you to keep moving forward. But what I can do as well is bless you in your journey. And so, for those who are listening, I have my hands outstretched to you. I'm stretching it out to the mic. I'm stretching it out to you, the viewers who are watching on YouTube. And I'm just going to pray a blessing and speak a blessing over you, over myself as well, included all of us in our journey during this transition, during the seasonal shift that we're experiencing, in this letting go period, in this transition and expanding and becoming something more than what we ever knew we were, in going to those places, even within ourselves, that are scary or unknown, dark or painful, or fearing, what we might see, fearing the outcome if we come face to face with it. And so I'm just going to speak a blessing over you guys, if that's okay. So I just bless everyone that is listening and watching this episode. I bless them with the same peace that I've been given, the same love that I have within myself. I bless them, that they would begin to feel overwhelmed with that energy of love, that peace would overwhelm them and calm any fear, any doubt, any worry, any anxiety. And I'm so grateful for that love energy, that all consuming love that can come into every single place and flood, filling every place and renewing and restoring and healing and balancing, bringing truth to lies, to things that are not true within us, core beliefs, limitations, any ideas or perceptions or perspectives of separation, even within ourselves. And I just bless everyone that is listening, everyone that is watching, with this energy of love right where they are right now. I just speak to them, each individual person, and as a collective, I speak. I'm so full of gratitude for you filling us up with this energy, God, Source, Universe, Spirit. We're so grateful for everything that we haven't even seen, that you've done, worked, made happen on our behalf. And I just thank you for a path before us being made straight. Any stumbling blocks, any hindrances, anything that would keep us back, I thank you for it being cleared. Even if that's a perspective shift, how we view something, how we see something, how we feel about something or someone. I thank you for anything that needs to be moved or transmuted, transformed by love. I thank you that it is done now. Transition doesn't always have to be painful. And I thank you for helping us to transition with ease and flow, helping us to trust you, to tune into our inner guidance system, our intuition. And I thank you for speaking, having an open channel between us and spirit, because this is only natural. We have a direct divine connection that is sovereign and sacred, that can never be broken, that can never be cut off. So even if someone is saying, yeah, I've never heard God, I've never connected, maybe it's just not possible for me, I thank you for the truth being spoken to them right now, that it can never be broken or severed. That connection is always there. We just need to tune in. And I thank you for anyone feeling unworthy of love, unworthy of good things, unworthy of things working out. And so they feel like they've just had to go it alone. I just thank you for that truth coming into them, that they are worthy of every good thing. It's their birthright. It's their inheritance. They are worthy of it. And it is coming. And even in the midst of pain, suffering, I thank you for joy coming in and strengthening everyone who is listening and watching right now that is enduring. They may not even be on their 2 feet. They may be on their knees or on their hands and knees even, or on their stomach or their back, just enduring. And I just thank you for joy coming in and providing them strength. I thank you for that love energy flowing through them now, healing what needs to be healed. Setting afire that torch of hope that can guide them through whatever dark times they're enduring and experiencing. I thank you for all of this. I thank you for all things happening for our highest good and benefit, and we trust in that. I trust in that. And so it is, and so it shall be. So good. So good, y'all. I hope that this episode lifted you up if you needed a lift. I hope that it gave you that little inspo that maybe you needed to keep going. And I'm here for you. You can always DM me at my Instagram or the Soulish Podcast Instagram. I'm here to support you guys, here to give you love and encourage you. And we're in this together. You know, this is part of being a part of a tribe, a fam. We're in this together. So I love you all so much. Thank you for allowing me to share my heart, my current situation and experiences with you. It's an honor and a privilege to share that. And I just am so grateful for this community. So I love you all so much. So many good episodes. I have a few guests coming on in the coming weeks for December, and really excited for those conversations. They're going to be really good. So stay tuned, stay connected, and I love you all so much.